Good evening, everyone. My name is Eva. I'm currently in Year 7 and I would like to formally welcome you to Norwood International High School digital live stream. This is an opportunity for you, our future Year 7 students, to hear from us, the current Year 7 students and staff, about our school. In this live stream, you will be hearing from some of my Year 7 peers, the Year 7 Learning Community Leader Mr. Lawson, and the Director of Middle School Miss Gagliardi. I begin today by acknowledging the Kaurna people of the Adelaide Plains who are traditional custodians of the land which we present from today and pay our respects to their elders, past and present. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples who may be watching today. This image represents a special meeting place, Norwood International High School, a place where all students and staff of all ages can come and learn, feel safe and be protected. Here is our program for this presentation. I'd now like to introduce you to our Director of Middle School, Miss Gagliardi, who will welcome you to our school.
Hello everyone. We are really delighted and excited to be welcoming you to our school. And we really look forward to working with you and your families to support your learning journey over the next 6 years. Now, I just want to highlight for you before we jump into the formalities that you should have a QR code on your screen that you can scan with your phone or another device. That is a place for you to be able to ask some questions. So hopefully we'll answer quite a few for you tonight. But if you have any other burning questions, there will be an opportunity at the end of the live stream to be able to answer some of those with our transition team. So make sure you can also jump in the chat on YouTube and ask your questions there, but that QR code and there's a link in the chat you can use. If you can't do that directly into YouTube tonight, you can use that instead. So at Norwood International High School, we're really proud of our diverse opportunities for our students. We hope that we offer a wide range of learning experiences that help you develop your skills and your abilities and your talents and who you are as a person. We want to work with you through our values of curiosity, community, diversity and integrity to support you to be prepared to engage with the wider world when you leave us, that you're able to be empowered to be active, compassionate, global citizens who can contribute productively in your communities and have a really enjoyable life. This opportunity that we have here is supported by a big team of teachers with amazing range of expertise, some of whom are supporting us today, and a large number of subject offerings that can be tailored to a wide variety of pathways as you make your way through high school. Being a large school gives us an advantage. It ensures that there are unique spaces and opportunities for our students here. And it's really important to us that our Year 7s have some spaces and some places where they can feel safe and acknowledged within our school and really well supported. So we're fortunate we have our own learning community for our Year 7s that we're streaming from tonight. And this is a really great space for our students to learn and thrive. But we also have the opportunity to learn and to play during break times on our rooftop terrace, which has got the most spectacular view of any yard space for a student in Adelaide, I'm sure. But you can also go downstairs, join in activities and clubs and other things that are going on and mix with other year levels. And that choice is up to you. The other thing is that our partnerships with families are really important to us. It's really important to support your engagement and your learning and your achievement while you're in high school. There's going to be lots of opportunities for families to connect with us as we go through transition, but also over the years to come. And we really encourage you to join us for our transition events in Term 4, as this is the first step for us in building that partnership with you so that we can support you. I really believe, and we really believe at Norwood, that this school is a great place for you to grow and to learn and to discover who you are and what you're going to bring to the world. And so I would really like to introduce you to a couple of our really wonderful Year 7 students, Dia and Matthew, who are going to share with you some of their experiences so far as Year 7 students at Norwood International High School. To you guys.
Hello everyone, I'm Dia and this is Matthew. As Ms. Gagliardi mentioned, we will share some of our experiences as Year 7s here at Norwood International High School. I usually start my day at 8:30 a.m., although I prefer getting there a little early to just chill. Before the morning bell rings, I often hang out in the Learning Hub, which is like our school's library. It's a great spot to read quietly, chat with your friends, or do that homework. When it's time for Morning Connect, which goes for around 15 minutes, I go upstairs to level 3, stash my bag in my locker, and grab the things I need until recess. I pop into my Connect classroom to say hi to my teacher and catch up with my friends.
Every day we have a 15-minute Connect lesson to start our day. It's a great way to stay organized during the week, build friendships with our classmates, and play a few games as well. Thursday Cahoots are always a fun time, although they can get pretty competitive because everybody wants their NIHS points.
Now, don't forget about our awesome extended Connect sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is our time to dive into important topics like how to excel in high school and prepare for the future. We'll be covering my learning, my community, my well-being, and my future. And guess what? In 2025, we'll continue studio lessons, which happen on Thursdays, where you can explore your interests and have fun doing what you love. Lots of exciting stuff ahead of you.
We have our English, Humanities, Science, and Maths lessons in our Connect room with our Connect class. As for the other classes, the students, teachers, and location of the class can vary. For example, in our Design and Digital Technologies lessons, we always work in one of the maker spaces which has laser cutters and 3D printers for us to create with. In our Food Technologies lessons, we work in the Innovation Hub, either in a classroom or in one of the free industrial kitchens. For our science lessons, we have access to brand new labs with heaps of specialized equipment. We normally use the lab to do practicals, which are always a fun way to learn. There are lots of other facilities that we have access to in different classes, such as the art studios for visual art, drama rooms for drama, music rooms for music, and the gym, weights room, and courts for PE.
Hang on, we all need breaks, don't we? Don't worry, there are several awesome spots to hang out during your break times. You've got the Central Plaza, the amphitheatre, ovals, courts, and the Learning Hub to choose from. And hey, if you're a Year 7 or Year 8, you even get to chill at the rooftop terrace. But just get ready for some chilly winds there in the winter. Wow, now let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Lawson, our Year 7 Learning Community Leader. He's here to share a glimpse into what learning in Year 7 at Norwood International High School is all about.
Hi everyone, my name is Mr. Lawson. I'm the Year 7 Learning Community Leader. My role is to guide you, our Year 7 students, in creating a safe, positive learning environment. At Norwood International High School, our middle school program follows the International Baccalaureate Middle Years program, which is the MYP. This globally recognised framework is designed to nurture you as young learners, helping you become more knowledgeable, well-rounded individuals with a strong sense of belonging and global awareness. In Year 7, we offer a wide range of subjects to enrich your learning experience. You'll partake in core subjects like maths, science, English, humanities, as well as technologies, health, PE, the arts, and one of our 5 languages, which are Italian, Modern Greek, and Japanese, German, and Chinese. At Norwood International High School, our Year 7 students are organised into Connect classes. Each Connect class has a designated teacher who is their primary point of contact for you so they can support your learning as well as your experience in Year 7. In 2025, we are excited to continue our studio program, which allows students to dive deeper into their interest. We will share more information about this in the up and coming year. Our timetable might look a bit different to what you're used to in primary schools. Key points to highlight is on Tuesdays and Thursdays we have extended connects, which you'll be with your Connect teachers, and on Wednesdays you'll start at 9:50. I'd like to now welcome Maya back to the stage.
Hello everyone, I'm here with Mia, who's going to talk to you in a moment about some of the other opportunities we have here at school. I just wanted to highlight my role as Director of the middle school. So one of my roles is to support the students, staff and the families across our middle school in their learning journey through Norwood International High School. Our middle school consists of years 7, 8 and 9, and it's a really important time for you as you're developing not just as young learners, but you're also developing as adolescents and on that journey to adulthood. During your middle school years, we're going to focus initially in year 7 on your transition to high school and setting you up with all of the skills and abilities you need to be successful, and also supporting you as you leave us in year 9 in your transition to year 10 and the challenges of senior school as well. One of the things I'm really proud of about this school is our wide range of opportunities, and I'm excited to pass over to Mia, who's going to talk to you about some of the ways that you can engage in our classroom experiences, but beyond that. So there's lots and lots of things you can be involved in. As mentioned slightly earlier, we do have 4 houses here, and all students who join us will join a house, and they will provide opportunities for students to get involved in student leaderships, for example, being a house captain, but also to be involved with your house in gaining points for your house throughout the year in the house competition. This includes things like you being involved in Sports Day, which is an incredibly fun day that we have here at Norwood, staff versus students events, inter-house competitions and all sorts of other events throughout the year. As you begin this journey, my advice to you is to try and make the most of every opportunity that's available here at Norwood. Really test the waters and try out some new things, join some clubs, get involved in some things that are happening around the school and really try and broaden your horizons. I'm now going to hand over to Mia, who's going to talk more about those opportunities and how you can get involved.
At Norwood International High School, all students are placed in one of 4 houses: Lofty, Morialta, Murray or Torrance. We have many competitions throughout the year, such as Sports Day, which will give students the opportunity to earn house points. Students can also earn house points from teachers around the school by doing things such as picking up rubbish, winning activities and doing other things to help around the school. There are a lot of opportunities for students to use their voices, build their leadership skills and have a say in student life at Norwood. This year, I was fortunate enough to be selected as a house captain, which is where students from each year level from each house team get to work with other house leaders to come up with ideas for school and sport related events. It has been a very fun and rewarding role so far, with sports days and meetings that we attend. Another leadership opportunity is Connect Consultant, which is where 2 students from each Connect meet with the learning community leader and other teachers regularly to talk about how they can improve everyone's experience in the cohort. I would encourage anybody to apply for any of these roles because they are a great experience, especially for new students. At our school, there are also opportunities to join clubs. We have a variety of different clubs such as Social Justice Club, Debating Club, Chess Club, Weights Club, Pride Club and many others. Students also have the opportunity to form a club of their own if they have any ideas that they are keen on. Norwood International High School also offers many extra curricular activities such as after-school sports. These include sports such as footy, cricket, basketball, badminton, table tennis, soccer, netball, touch football and many others. Mr. Moriello is always looking for more people to join, so you can feel free to ask about any sports you may be interested in. There are many special interest programs at NIHS which students can take part in so that they can learn in different ways. These include Italian Immersion Program, where students learn the same subjects as us but in Italian instead of English. Students doing this program can have a unique experience of learning their subjects in Italian, as well as boosting their ability to speak the language. Another special interest program is the STEM program. As I'm part of the STEM program, I can tell you about my personal experience being in it. As part of STEM, we learned advanced things in science, technology, maths, English and humanities. I personally love being a part of this program as we get to do amazing things such as going on many excursions, doing programs with the year 8s and 9s from STEM, and learning subjects that challenge us. I would now like to welcome back Mr. Lawson, who will share some important information about our upcoming transition events.
Coming up in Term 4, we have a range of different events happening to support your transition to high school. On Wednesday, 23rd of October, we'll have a Getting Ready for Year 7 Parent Information Evening. Here we'll share some information with your parents about learning in Year 7 and how to make sure you are all prepared for your transition. In Week 8 of Term 4, 2 very important dates will take place to help you to get to know our school, your teachers and your fellow classmates. On Thursday, 5th of December, you and your family will have a 15-minute interview with your 2025 Connect teachers, where you'll share information about yourself and how we as teachers can best support you. Information to these bookings will be shared in Term 4. The very next day, Friday, 6th of December, you'll join us here at Norwood International High School for a full day school experience where you'll meet your classmates, tour the school and experience some of our learning opportunities that we offer. To help you prepare for your interview, you can head to our website where you'll find this handy task sheet with the prompts to better prepare you for your interviews with your Connect teachers. Finally, our transition process does not end this year. On your first day of school in 2025, it'll just be Year 7s and Year 12s. That way the campus is a lot quieter and you'll be able to settle in and enjoy the experience. We also have an exciting induction program planned for you on your first day back, so you can form new connections, develop skills that will allow you to thrive. Eva will now share some of her reflections about her transition to high school.
Thanks, Mr. Lawson. My transition into Norwood International High School was a very scary and exciting time. And I think I speak for many people when I say this, but I was really worried about coming to a new school with new people, teachers, and a new campus. Something that most people were worried about was managing all the assignments and homework, and I know some of you guys are too. Don't worry about this, because all the teachers will help you get through it, and you get given a perfect amount of time to be given your assignments. If you don't get your assignments on time, most teachers will give you an extension, but just make sure that you try to get all your work done in class. Before the start of the year, we all had the opportunity to meet our teachers and talk about worries and concerns. It really helped me and my transition into Norwood International High School. I got rid of any worries and questions I had. I also got to know more about my Connect teacher and some things that they'll teach us during those years. Overall, the transition into this lovely school was a lot better than I thought it would be, as the teachers made it very delightful and easy. So please don't be worried, everyone here is really welcoming, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. This now concludes the formal part of our live stream. I hope you have enjoyed it so far, and this has answered a few of your questions. I'd now like to welcome back Ms. Gagliardi to lead our question and answer session.
Thank you, Eva. And I'm just going to invite all of the students and Mr. Lawson back into our camera view so that we can all be a part of our Q&A session. And we've got the wonderful Mr. Shutt, who's actually our Deputy Principal, supporting us behind the scenes today, and he's going to moderate some questions for us so that we can answer those for you. And I'll let you know that we probably won't be able to answer every single question everyone has in the chat tonight. So Mr. Shutt's going to do his best to tell us the really common questions that we get asked, but any that we don't get to, we always do a little Q&A sheet that we will actually post on our website afterwards. So if there's other really good questions that people have asked, we will share those with you. So Mr. Shutt, can you feed us our first question? What is coming up for people as something they would like to know?
Okay, so Ms. Gagliardi, the first question is, and it's a great one, what is the STEM program like?
What is the STEM program like? We've got a couple of students in our STEM program. Does anyone want to share what their perspective is?
So the STEM program is where they teach you a little bit, excel in other subjects, and I think it's an amazing program and it's really great. So if you if the STEM program isn't full, they will pull out some students from mainstream, and I definitely encourage you to join. The STEM program, like, you get to do excursions, you work with a little bit advanced stuff in math, science, engineering and technologies, and it's really fun overall.
Beautiful. You guys want to add anything? No? So perhaps if I explain a little bit more about the STEM program from the school's perspective. So it's a special interest program and it's a selective entry program, so you have to apply to be a part of that program. Those students who are coming into our STEM program next year in Year 7 already know that they're coming, so they've applied at the beginning of this year and they've been selected to be part of that program. But as Eva mentioned, we do have places open up in our program from time to time, and we do invite students at the beginning of our program in Year 7 to apply to join the class. So in that class we do a blend of some disciplinary learning in just maths, just science, but we also do a blend of what we call interdisciplinary learning, where we blend the learning from those STEM fields, math, science, technology, and with an engineering or designing lens to look at solving real problems and how we might bring all of that knowledge together. So that's what that program is really all about. And it's about developing those skills, those problem-solving, creative problem-solving skills for the future. Okay, what else have we got, Mr. Sharp?
So one question is, how big is the school?
How big is the school? It's a pretty large campus. It's got a middle school building where we have our Year 7, Year 8 and Year 9 learning communities, so that each a floor on the building, and so every year level has their own space. But we also have a senior school building that has our Year 10s, our Year 11s and our Year 12s, as well as some other exciting places. So we have our innovation hub where our home ec and technologies kitchens are, where our arts and media classrooms are. We also have a large sort of football oval, a soccer oval, and a bunch of courts that are used for basketball, tennis and those sorts of things, as well as a gym. So we've got lots of facilities here. So it is a pretty big school, but a lot of, in Year 7, we sort of stick to some pretty key spaces. You don't have to know your way around the whole campus on day 1 of Year 7, because you do your math, science, English and humanities lessons in your Connect classroom. You get to have a little bit of a home base while you start to explore the rest of our campus.
There's quite a few questions coming through. We'll do our best to answer all of them.
Yeah.
What we might do is there's a few questions about the timetable, so we might bring that up a little bit later. But
Sure.
The first question here, the next one, is how many different sports clubs does Norwood International High School have? And I think there are a lot of questions about the types of sport on offer.
Yeah, okay. That's a really great question and a really common one we have, and it's fantastic. We have so many young people that are really keen to get involved in sports at Norwood. Which sports we have varies depending on whether we are in our summer season or our winter season. So we have 2 seasons for our sports. So in the winter season we have things like netball, and then there are some other ones that are across the year. So some of them continue throughout the year. So lots of the common ones I think that were mentioned, as well as things like table tennis and those sorts of things. But the other part of that is it's all about who registers. So on your transition day, you'll get some information to register for Term 1 sports in our summer sports program, and you'll be able to register for those sports before the school year starts. And that's really important because Mr. Moriello, our sports coordinator, bases what sports we have on offer based on student interests. So if we have lots of interest for cricket, we can run a cricket team. If we have lots of interest for soccer, we can run a soccer team. But if people don't sign up, then we don't get to have those teams on that year or that year level, because we need to have the people to make the teams. So I really encourage you, when you come on transition day, that you make sure, if you're interested in playing sports, that you do register for the sports you're interested in so that they do run. So it changes from year to year. Some years people are really into some sports and not others, and so it will change from year to year, but there's lots and lots of different ones on offer. I'd say we probably have about 8 to 10 most of the time in each season, but it depends on year to year what those will be.
Okay, there are a few questions about long jump and high jump and sports day. We do have a sports day, and yes, you can do long jump and high jump.
Yeah.
There is also some questions about the frequency of subjects and how often you do PE and Italian immersion. So what we might do is we might bring up the timetable, just so you can get an idea of the timetable. We'll do that later. And you can also look at the curriculum guide on our website, and you can see some information about the frequency of subjects and how often you'll be doing them.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion, Mr. Shutt. So if you have questions about what subjects we have on offer here and what you might want to do going forward after Year 7, our curriculum guide is available on the website, so you can have a look at what's available there. That's a great place to start. In terms of timing and how much do you do each subject, it's probably worth highlighting, as Mr. Lawson said earlier, we're an IB school, an International Baccalaureate school, and we run the middle years program, and in that program, every learning area has equal values. So you have the same amount of lesson time for PE as you do for English, as you do for maths, as you do for science, as you do for all of your arts and that sort of thing. So you get to experience all of those subjects with equal measure, because we consider them all really important for developing a really broad and knowledgeable student.
Okay, there is a question here about the 2 laptops, and do we need to buy 2 different laptops? Just a question about the purchasing of laptops.
Okay. You want to take that one?
So our IT department usually tells us to buy the ones that we actually have at our school, just because then our software can be updated and you can actually connect to our Wi-Fi, our printer. Whereas often some people want to have the MacBook, it doesn't really connect with all our softwares.
No. So it's actually really important for the kinds of programs that you're going to be using in digital technologies and things like that. The device that we require on our website is the one that we ask students to ensure that they purchase. There are 2 options just because there are 2 models. One's a little bit more powerful than the other one. And it's up to families about which one they would prefer to purchase. One thing I will say on laptops, in my wide experience of many years being Year 7 leader and now Director of Middle School, is I strongly encourage the purchase of the insurance with the laptops, as middle school students, although they are doing very well, sometimes do have accidents, and it's much easier if we have insurance to get repairs done quickly and get them back into learning.
Okay, just looking through, there's again a lot of questions coming through. We'll do our best to answer most of them. Just answering a few, yes, there are handball courts and many of them which are well used. The laptops, yes, ideally they would go past Year 10 and go into the senior school. So you don't have to purchase a new laptop when you go into the senior school. Also, there is a question here just about when will students get their classes and then their timetables for next year.
Oh, that's a great question. And those are the really important things, right? Who am I going to know? Who am I going to be with? What's that going to look like? So because you're coming on the Thursday of week 8 in term 4, and you're going to have that 15-minute meeting with your Connect teacher, you will receive some information early in term 4 that tells you what Connect class you've been assigned to and who your teacher will be, with information about how to book that meetings. So you will know what class you're in at that time, and then on the day after, on transition day, you'll get to meet all of the other people that are in your class. In terms of your timetable, you won't actually get your timetable until the first day of term 1. So timetables will be prepared over the summer break, and we'll make sure that we've got, all of our teachers on board and everything planned, and we know where everyone's at, and then you'll get your timetable on day 1. And one of the things you'll do on day 1 is you'll do a bit of a refresher tour of our campus, and your Connect teacher will show you where the rooms are for the subjects that are on your timetable, particularly ones like arts and things where you're going to not be in your Connect room and have to go somewhere in the school. So that will happen on day 1. Great question.
There is a question here about when or what year are mainstream students able to go into the STEM program?
Only in year 7 and if there's space. So the STEM program will start full, but we do sometimes have students that leave the program if they move overseas or they, around the country and those sorts of things. So if that takes place and the STEM program leader says there's openings, then we run a process where we ask students who are interested to apply and a panel looks at those applications. So it'll only occur if there is space in the program.
There's a question about our music program. And again, that information is available on our curriculum guide about the subject. But we also have a range of different ensembles that are groups that, whether they're the strings ensemble, the drums corps, there's an opportunity for students to be able to undertake the music program outside their traditional music classes. The next question we have here is about uniform, just some information about uniform. Can girls wear shorts for gym classes or pants?
Yep, great question. So we have a really great variety in our school uniforms. So, and we do have shorts and pants options for girls. So you don't have to wear the dress or the skirt. And you'll see when you visit here, there's a whole range of different combinations of our uniform that people like to wear. And it's all about sort of comfort. We do have 2 uniforms that you need to purchase. So you have like a daily formal style uniform that you wear on days when you do not have PE, and then on days when you have PE you come in your PE uniform, which is obviously t-shirt, shorts, or we do have long sleeve and long pants options for the winter time that are comfy and easy to move around in for your PE classes.
Okay, so lots of questions about when will I get my schedule, but we've answered that one.
We have, yeah.
So there's a question here. Can we bring our own stationery with our own designs instead of buying the exact correct stationery?
I think you guys could answer that one, couldn't you? What do you reckon, Dia?
Yeah, you can buy your own stationery with your own designs. We don't. It just have to be kind of related to the checklist that they give out. Do you want to add anything?
Like you can bring your stationery from home, and
Yeah. So you will be provided with some information to order stationery through a service called Box of Books, which is an option that lots of families choose to do because it's really simple. You can just pick what things your student is doing, what language they're doing, those sorts of things, and it automatically creates that pack. But you absolutely can take that list and you can take it to any store you like, and you can just make sure you have all of that equipment ready for your school year.
There's a great question through the YouTube chat, which is, do we have some tips for our Year 7s? And I think this would be great from our Year 7 students.
Yeah.
Any tips?
Maybe just have fun, make some friends. You don't have to worry too much about just like, oh, I need to get around, I need to instantly learn the map. Just relax, take it slow, do it at your own pace.
Beautiful. Dia, what would be your advice for Year 7 students coming?
I personally think just don't be afraid. It's very welcoming, and you get around the school very easily. I don't know, just don't stress at all. It's gonna be really cool. Yeah.
just talk to everyone in your class so that you can make new friends, and get to know your teachers and your classmates. Yeah. And don't be afraid to ask questions. All the teachers will be able to help you. No question's a silly question, and you won't get lost. It's not that confusing.
And there's lots of people to help, right? I think that's the helpful thing about in a big school. There's lots of people around to help. And some really great advice there. It is going to be changing, a whole lot about your lives as young people in school. But I absolutely agree with me. Get to know as many people as you can. Talk to people. Get to know your teachers. That's going to help you feel really connected really quickly. So absolutely. Okay.
There's a lot of questions coming through about the lockers. The lockers can be seen behind us, and they are relatively new, as is this building, and there is enough room for all your things. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Excellent.
There's room.
And also, thank you so much for that advice. It was fantastic. We have a question here about when should I start buying uniforms and a laptop?
Okay. Laptop, I would get onto it as soon as you can, and get those arrangements in place, because they can, once the rush starts to happen, take a little while to be delivered. And so if you get onto it now, you may be able to pick it up by transition day, which is exciting. Otherwise, you'll be waiting until January. So that would be my advice for that one. For uniform, well, that depends on how quickly you grow. And at this age, people grow pretty quickly, don't they? So it's probably a good idea to leave that for a little while. The UMS, our company that supplies our uniform, also has some special try-on sessions for uniform coming up in around November, and we'll share that with families. So that might be a good opportunity then. But sometimes a bit of growing can happen over the summer, so maybe just plan for that when you're sizing up your uniform so that it lasts you for the year. Great question.
So a question here about tech in STEM. Yes, you can still do tech in STEM.
Yes, important part of STEM, tech.
When do we have to be at school by? Again, what we'll do is we'll finish up by showing the timetable again and going through that, just so you can have a good idea of what your daily schedule will look like.
Beautiful.
In terms of the houses, how do you know what house you're in? You'll be placed into a house, and you'll know that at the start of next year.
Oh, before that, Mr. Shupp.
Yes.
They will know before that. So a couple of things about houses. If you have siblings already at our school, you'll be placed in the same house as your siblings. We get that question a lot, so I'll share that with everyone now. But otherwise, you will be assigned a house, and you will actually know your house on transition day, because you'll receive a little lanyard with your name on it, and it'll have your house logo on it. So you will know what house you're in and be earning some house points from transition day.
Excellent. Can you do both STEM and the rowing program?
Not at this stage. So at this stage, our students are asked to choose one of the special interest programs. If they've applied for one, they can't do more than one.
Okay. Is there a Year 7 camp?
There won't be a Year 7 camp in 2024, but there will be a range of induction excursions for students to engage in. That'll be full day activities. And part of the reason for that is we know lots and lots of kids have an end of Year 6 camp in their primary schools. And so it's a big thing to have to try and do two really quickly. But you will have the opportunity to have a camp during your middle school years. So there'll still be one, but there won't be one in 2025 for Year 7s.
So yeah, just a few questions specifically about subject content. And again, just a reminder, the curriculum guide is a fantastic resource on our school website. Again, questions about lockers, houses.
Yep.
And again, the schedule, we'll bring that up in a moment. So can we download anything we want onto our school laptops?
That's a really great question. So as we are a school, we do have some restrictions about the way that you use your laptop, particularly on site. However, if you're purchasing a personal laptop, you do have the ability to download other things, but it's really important that you have a really good read in January of our device use policy, which you'll need to sign to hook up to our network, about what are the things that you're allowed to use at school, because there are a range of things that you are not allowed to use at school, because we need to ensure that our learning environments are safe and that you don't have access to things that you shouldn't have access to. So please make sure you're aware of those guidelines from that policy when you get that sent through to you in January, because that'll be really important, particularly if you've got a personal laptop that you are using for other things outside of school and at home.
So we had a question about Italian immersion and the difference between Italian and Italian immersion.
Yeah. Do we have an Italian immersion? We don't have an Italian immersion student with us today. So Italian immersion is a special interest program. So again, it's a selective entry program that students apply for and are selected for. And in that program, they learn Italian, but they also learn humanities and some other learning in Italian, so in the Italian language. And so that's why it's called an immersion program, because you're using the Italian language not just in your language class but in some other places in your program as well, versus the normal subject Italian, which is just a language learning subject, which all of our students have to learn a language until year 10. And so it's just a regular class like all of your other classes, where you would learn. And you don't have to have done your language that you've chosen for year 7 in previous years. So you may have done a different language in primary school. It's okay to choose something different when you start here and try something new if you want to. But yeah, once you choose it, please be aware that is your language until year 10. So make that choice carefully.
So a question here about, what do I wear on the transition days?
Oh, great question. Thank you. That's a really great question. What do they wear on their transition days, Mr. Lawson?
So we tend to like you guys wearing your own school uniforms from your primary school, because on the transition day you'll also be taking your ID card photos. So please wear your school uniform that you have from primary school.
Yeah.
How do you find out your house?
So again, it's on your lanyard. On transition day, you'll be able to find out your house there.
Or day?
Yeah, or it'll be on Daymap, which is our learner management system. You'll get to know that next year.
The question here about how many classes in year 7 next year, how many in a class?
Yeah, okay. So we will have 10 year 7 classes next year with around about 24 to 25 students per class at this stage. It all depends.
There's also a question about the names of the teachers that are teaching next year. That is still being finalised. And again, we should know 90% of the teachers next year by the time you have your transition day, but that's still a work in progress. So that will be finalised absolutely by the start of next year.
Yeah.
So you mentioned some subjects are taught by the Students Connect teacher. Which subjects are they?
That will depend on your Connect teacher. So, but they are usually, your Connect teacher will either be teaching you for English Humanities or Maths and Science.
And a question about, do you stay together for your Connect during that time?
Yes.
So for those subjects?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, for those subjects you do. So for Maths, Science, English and Humanities, you stay together with your class.
So a question about, when is the best time, or when do we have to order our laptops by? And also, do you have to return it at the end of year 12?
Ah, okay. So if you've purchased your laptop, you do not have to return it at the end of year 12. It is your laptop and you get to take it with you. There's some advice on our school website about the best date to order by for laptops. I believe that's around about the end of this term or during the school break time. So check out the website just to confirm that date. You can order them after that, but that's the recommended date to make sure you have them ordered by. And then if we don't know that you're ordering one, we might start to follow up and just make sure you're aware of what needs to happen there. All right.
Yep, so we just, last couple of questions, we've just got a few things here about more specifics about, again, about subjects and about the daily operations of the school. What we might do is we will send out some answers to these questions, either put them on our website or we'll email them out to your parents, just so you have a copy, because in total there's 70 questions and we're doing our best to get through all of them.
Wow. I love the curiosity, everyone. Well done.
Yeah, there's a question here about the opportunity to have a tour. That will be scheduled in your second transition day on the Friday. There'll be the opportunity to go around and view the tour.
Yeah.
Lots of questions about the computers. I think we've answered them. There'll also be, in that parent information session coming up, there'll be some more specific information about laptops, uniforms, and the day-to-day operations of Year 7 for families. What kind of team building activities are there? Question.
You guys got any answers for that one?
From last year,
Yeah, what sorts of things did you do?
we did what's it called, a goose
Goose
chase,
chase, yeah.
which is where we split up in our house teams and we completed lots of different activities, I guess, to
Yeah.
find a word
I think it's like to better know more about the school, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
It allows you to navigate around the whole school, so that way your future Year 7s can actually get an understanding of the environment, and then they can also run around with their friends in the Connect class.
Yeah. They also, as part of your induction program as new Year 7 students, is you'll do a whole range of different activities to get to know your peers in your classes and to get to know your teacher. So there's lots of different activities taking place. But as I mentioned, we also have some special induction days where we actually have some incursions and we run some days that help build connections across our learning community as well. And you'll hear more about those when you arrive in term 1.
A lot of these questions we will answer through a frequently asked questions page.
Beautiful.
On our website. We will update that and ensure this information is communicated. There is a good question about who is the new principal for next year.
Ah, okay, fantastic. So our new principal, in fact, visited us today, and his name is Roy Page, and he has got lots of experience being principals in previous schools and also doing some other work with the Department for Education. And we're really excited to welcome him and see what experience and knowledge he brings to help even further develop our really amazing opportunities at our school. So I'm sure, look out for the beginning of next year that he will be introducing himself to our school community and really looking forward to building connections with everyone. So I expect we'll see quite a lot of him in Year 7.
The last question, and this is the one that's coming through a fair bit, just about will I have the opportunity to be with my friends?
Okay. So I understand that it's a big change and you might be worried about whether or not you're going to see your friends or maintain your friendships. So what we do to do our class placements is we talk with your primary schools, but we also have to look at what you've selected for your timetable and make it work within a really large school. And so we take on some feedback from teachers about who are people that you might work well with, who are people that you maybe don't work well with, and sometimes they are your friends, sometimes they're the people that sometimes get you a little bit off task, aren't they, guys? Yeah. And so we factor in all of that into our class placement program. But it's also really important that you guys understand as young people that part of going to high school is making new connections. It's making new friendships and getting to know new people. And so it's really important that you come with that attitude, that really positive attitude of, okay, this is time to meet some new people. And that can be something that you can work on and talk with your friends now in primary school and your teachers about how do you do that? If you've got the same group of friends you've had since reception in your primary school, how are you going to branch out? How are you going to meet new people? And how are you going to develop those connections when you are in a new class with new people? That being said, even though you do spend 4 of your subjects with your Connect class, you also are going to be mixed up with lots of other Year 7s for your other classes. So your arts and your technologies and your PE are going to be a mixture of kids from different connects, and so you'll get the opportunity to make new connections there as well, and or reunite with some friends that maybe aren't in your Connect class but maybe they're in your arts class or your PE class and stuff, so you get to spend some time with them there. Okay. All right, so on the screen now you've got a copy of our timetable there, and you should hopefully be able to see that. So a bunch of questions that asked us about questions related to this sort of subject. So you can see that our day always starts with a 15-minute Connect lesson with your Connect teacher. We actually have a little program we run through with that. So Monday is Memo Monday and Tuesday is Take Care Tuesday and so on. You'll also see that Tuesday and Thursday, as the students mentioned earlier, we have an extended Connect program. So we do some more learning there, some personal development, some focusing on your well-being, some focus on developing your understanding of your future pathways through learning and career, all of that sort of stuff. The coloured boxes kind of represent where different subjects sit. So depending on your timetable, purple could be science, for example, and you see you have science for the first 2 lessons on a Monday and the last 2 lessons on a Wednesday and so on. So each of those coloured blocks would represent a different subject in your timetable. And you can see that each lesson in our day is 40 minutes. We have 20 minutes for recess. We have 40 minutes for lunch. And you'll also see there that Wednesdays are a little bit different. We have a shorter day on Wednesdays. So we don't actually start our classes until 10 o'clock. In the morning, you can see that little box called PLC, which is Professional Learning Communities, and that's a time when the teachers are the learners, and they do some learning about how to keep up to date with innovative practice and ensure that they are always updating their programs and doing things that are going to support our students in their learning. So that's the overall structure of our week, and although it looks a lot, I'm sure, for where you are right now and you're perhaps used to something a little simpler, you get used to it pretty quickly, don't you guys? Yeah. Okay.
Just before we head off, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
There was a question about where we eat recess and lunch.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah. So there's actually a lot of places you can sit or like just hang around for recess and lunch. It includes like the ovals, the courts, the amphitheatre, the rooftop terrace if you're like a year 8 or year 7, and there's a lot.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing just to point out, depending on your school context, is that we don't have things like supervised eating time in high school. So you go to your locker, you grab your lunch out and you head outside to the yard, and then you need to bring your things back in at the end of break, and that might be something different to what you're used to. So just something to think about going forward. I'm going to wrap up now, and I just want to thank and acknowledge the work of Mr. Makarenko, who is behind the scenes here doing an amazing job of the technical support. He's our film and media teacher, and he's done such a wonderful job. We've got Hazel here, who's a year 8 student who stepped in at the last minute to support with tech support, and he was able to teach her in a matter of minutes. So that's a testament to his work. We also have to thank Mr. Shutt, our Deputy Principal here, for his support of our middle school in general, but also for moderating our questions this evening. And I also want to acknowledge all of the support staff who are not here right now, but actually did incredible work leading up to this event to support us. And of course, I need to thank Mr. Lawson, our Year 7 leader, for his contribution, and our fantastic students who have really made us proud and represented us well tonight. So thank you, Eva and Mia, Dia and Matthew. We really appreciate your contribution. We're really excited to see you guys and meet you in person really soon. We will have a look through the chats and answer those questions, and we will send that information out to you so that you can have any questions that weren't answered tonight. If you're feeling a little frustrated, don't worry, we'll get to them and we'll send them out. So thank you very much. Bye.